Good evening, gentlemen and gentleladies. Welcome to the first episode of ATC, that's Adam Talks Cars. Today we're going to be reviewing the 2016 Honda CR-V EX. Alright, so with this EX trim, you're going to get a few things above the base model. You're going to get alloy wheels, swing around to the front. You're going to get a set of fog lights, which do not come on the base model. Also, if you can reach, you take a look, you got a moonroof, which also doesn't come on the base model. Those are probably the major exterior features on the EX that you won't get with the trim below it. And now we can move on inside to the most important seat in the house, driver's seat. All right. So pretty standard window buttons. Over here you got your lock, your unlock, child safety for the windows, and then your mirror controls left, right, and then adjust it. Pretty standard, pretty basic, pretty clear. Over here, take a look, you got your Econ button. That'll save you some MPGs. You won't go quite as fast. Acceleration will slow down, and your AC won't be churning out that cold air like you want it to. Right below that, your Econ button, you have your traction control off. Basically, I would say that if you have a CR-V, there's no reason that you're ever going to want to use that button, unless maybe you're stuck in the mud or the snow or something, but and you need to be pushed out, but basically you just ignore that. This, you got a blank, don't love that, but I would imagine on the higher trim level that will be filled in. I don't know what that would be. And then here is your tire pressure monitor button. All right, let's start this puppy up. The EX model is push to start. So you just push your button. I got the key in my pocket, the key fob in my pocket. All right, and let's take a look at the steering wheel. I don't know if you want to come in close. We'll check out the buttons on the steering wheel. So on the steering wheel, you have your source button, which will change from like USB control or AM radio, FM radio, XM, etc. Here, this button here will affect what shows up there on that screen, so you can cycle through. So that's just a basic clock. You got your time and, you know, a compass in case you're lost and you need a compass, your date, and then so that allows you to just cycle through those. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control. So on your left stalk, pretty basic, you got your headlight controls, off, auto, on, pretty standard. And then midway down, this is your fog light control. So you turn it on and then off, those are your fog lights. And then obviously turn signal, if you need to be told that, then we got other problems at hand, but that's a conversation for a different time. And then your right stalk, also pretty standard. This is just for your windshield wipers, and then your rear windshield wipers. You set your speed, fairly standard. And down here at the bottom of the steering wheel, forgot to mention this before, you have these three buttons, which are your Bluetooth controls. So answering the call, voice control. So those are your three Bluetooth buttons. And then later on with the newer models, they move these buttons up to the steering wheel with your thumb, but way back in 2016, had these. All right, so with the CR-V, the 2016 CR-V EX, you will get a touchscreen infotainment system. This is your main menu, pretty standard. You can click on audio here and then go to your here, and then you can see all your options, and then up top you can cycle through your audio options with the source button on the steering wheel. So you got AM, iPod, Bluetooth, FM, you know, pretty standard. Again, audio. Here, you actually do have a CD player. It's a 2016 car, but you have a CD player. It kind of comes out the woodwork and just surprises you. So that's for if you ever find your flex capacitor and you want to go back in time and listen to a CD. There you go. You got that in your 2016 car. All right. And now close back up, which is pretty futuristic. I like that. Maybe they went forward in time for that one. Here are your climate controls. Also pretty straightforward. It is not dual zone in the EX. You just got your fan speed and your temperature. Make a lot of sense. So here, right in the center, where it should be, is your gear lever. Pretty standard. The L, you might not know, is for lower gears. That's also, like if you get stuck in the mud or in the snow or something, that's the only time you would ever need to use that. One thing I don't like about the gear lever is that when you are shifting gears, there is no light anywhere here that notifies you what gear you're in. You really have to look at the dash to see what gear you're in. And sometimes it's like a little bit unclear. Like looking at that, you might not be able to tell if that's drive or neutral. So you can see on the left side when I'm changing gears, you can see that's where it lights up and tells you what gear you're in. You see the D is lit up, now the S. So the interior color for this car is black, and the only other option you had was tan. And hopefully you don't get a tan interior unless you're 75. So I'm glad that this one's got the black interior. You actually do have heated seats in this EX trim, which is great. You have your 12 volt there, and then here you got another 12 volt, 2 USBs, and an HDMI. All right, so in 2016, Honda did not have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So there is no easy way to connect your phone to this and navigate. That would be a big hindrance. I think if you're comparing this car to, let's say you don't know if you want to splash the extra cash and get a new one, or get one that's a 2016 model that's coming off lease, I would say that would be a main differentiator between the two. A reason not to go for the 2016 model would be the absence of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So this black line here, to that side, it's warped, and it'll expand your line of vision when you're driving, so you can see a little bit farther out to the side. So on your passenger side rear view mirror, when you turn on your right signal, you automatically get a view from the camera under there on your infotainment system. You can see, we'll worry about that later. But when you put on your signal, the camera under there automatically displays on there. So it's kind of protecting you against your blind spot. You can still utilize that camera by just pressing the end of the stalk. That'll also turn on that view. All right, now let's take a swing on to the back seat real quick. There's not anything too special going on back there, but we'll go take a look. All right, so I'm here in the back of the CR-V, and as you can see, I am a bang average 5'9", and I have really impeccable knee space. I'm sitting behind myself. I might want to move this a little bit back, but I can't imagine anyone under 6 feet could ever have any problem with this back seat. I mean, two people could easily and comfortably sit back here. You have 2 climate control vents, which is a nice touch. You don't always have that in this class. I wouldn't recommend having 3 people cross in the back for 5 hours, but you know, any normal daily trip this will be absolutely fine for 3 people. And now let's go all the way to the back. Let's take it all the way downtown and check out the trunk. All right, so I'm back here at the trunk. All-wheel drive, very handy here in the Northeast. Just open that up. There's no automatic opening. You just gotta push the button, good old-fashioned. In the back, really, I would say, quite standard, everything you'd expect from the class. You got a couple hooks to hang grocery bags. Underneath the floor, you got your spare tire. If you ever hit the outlets and you just finished shopping at the Gucci store and you spent so much and you're weighed down by the weight of your Gucci clothes and you want to drop it off in your trunk while you continue your shopping journey, you got a nice cover here. So once you close the trunk, you can't see what's underneath. It's a solid feature. We appreciate it. I think the only other interesting thing going on back here would be these handles. There's one on each side. When I pull this handle, the rear seats completely fold down. It's blocked by the seatbelt here, but you can see it completely folds down. And same deal for these two seats. These are connected to each other. You get the idea. You get an idea for how much space you can have back here. If you remove this, fold down the seats, you can really fit a lot of stuff back there. More than most people would ever need. If you only have carrying two people. All right, I'm gonna close it up. And let's take a look at the meat and potatoes in the front. All right, so under the hood of your 2016 CR-V, you're gonna get a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. This little puppy pumps out about 185 horsepower, which is, I find, quite ample. I think it gets the job done. Won't knock your socks off, but it does not leave you wanting for power, like merging on the highway or needing to pass someone. It gets the job done, I think, pretty comfortably. All right, so let's close this baby up and we'll take it for a little drive. That was a little loud, wasn't it? Is there anything else?
Do you think I know anything about this car?
That's good.